everybody, this is Skip Wilson in the Operations Department.
And Jack Ewing, Director of Driver Development.
I wanted to talk about a few things today, but the first thing would be leasing. And Jack knows a little something about our leasing program.
Yeah, a little bit. So looks to me like revenue's way up compared to where it was this time last year. Our operators are doing fantastic out there, and we just want to share that information because I think there's some opportunity.
Yep. Actually, believe it or not, we're putting up, some of our record revenue per unit numbers over the last couple of weeks. Even higher revenue per unit than we saw during COVID.
Yeah. I mean, I think our customers are coming around. The Prime network is definitely extremely strong right now. Probably some of the best revenue that I've seen in quite a long time.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And, we talked quite a bit last week about fuel prices and fuel cost. And I know the cost of fuel is scary, but kind of like what we talked about last week, it doesn't need to be a scary thing. It can actually be a revenue stream if we manage it right. So, our lease operators, that are managing their business right, are really making some good money right now.
They are, and our trainers are doing fantastic. They're about $1,000 above where a company driver is today.
Yeah. So our lease solos are averaging over $400 per week more than our company solos. If you annualize that number, it's almost $20,000 per year leasing than it is running company. Mm-hmm. So I know it's somewhat of a scary thought for some people to switch from company to run and lease, but it doesn't need to be. We've got the tools, Jack's got the classes, our fleet managers have the knowledge, and Prime has a freight network to make you successful, right? So don't be afraid.
Right. I think you put everything together. When you put everything together, it works, right? And there's a network. So we're here to help you. We're here to help you build a business. We want you to be successful, and I think the opportunity is right.
Right. We can only run so many miles throughout the week, but whenever we're talking about revenue and revenue per mile, that number is bigger than what the miles are. Whenever we're talking about a short mile high revenue load, that's more impactful than miles per day.
It is. And I understand some people want that consistent paycheck. So they're looking at being a company driver for that security. But you know what? You can be a company driver. You can be your own. You can be your own employee. We can do it the right way. It's no different you run that business than it is with Wilson run it. We can make sure that you're profitable. Keep you in the network, keep you running strong. It depends on what you want to put into it.
Right.
And if you put the effort into it, I guarantee you the return on your investment is going to be big.
Right. And we're talking a $20,000 per year difference between company solos and lease solos.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on average, right? That's your average driver. We've got some folks that are managing it way tighter, kind of like what we looked at last week with the negative fuel cost, right? And folks that are managing their availability. That difference is a lot bigger. There's some folks that are, that could be a difference between $30,000-$35,000 difference.
Absolutely.
We've got solo lease operators that are grossing well over $2,000 per week.
Right, and I mean, you do have the opportunity to come in, run the network solo, but you also have the opportunity to come in as a trainer and make some big, big money.
Right.
So we're going to give you the tools that you need to succeed, and I think it's a good time to take advantage.
It is.
Okay.
It is. And like I said, you've got the classes, you've got the tools, your fleet managers have the knowledge, and you got a building full of people here that work for you. So lean on any of us here. We're here to support you. So we want you to be successful. We want you to make as much money as you possibly can. And this is a good way to be able to do it.
Look, and I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you got an issue or a problem running that business, I'm your partner. I'm here to help you.
Yeah. And not everybody wants to lease, and you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to. Don't feel pressured to. Just know that it is an option, and it is a good option for a lot of people. So, again, 100% up to you, but it's a good time to do it if you want to do it.
I agree. It's now. Now's the time.
Yep. We're coming into springtime, and freight's really going to be picking up. Produce is going to be kicking up here pretty soon, and our teams are really going to be going wild out west here before too long with our produce, and it's time to make hay.
It is, and let me tell you, Prime has really come along with some customers. We've been given a basket full of freight that's unbelievable with our meat customers, our protein shippers, and I think things are going to really improve.
Yep. If
Okay.
you can run the network, manage your costs, communicate well with your fleet manager, that's the key to success.
That it
So,
is. That's all I got.
yep. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Thanks for all you do and be safe.
Take care.